Hello guys, this is Chris. This is my S14. My name's Lucas. Hello. This is Chris White. Tail lights are out. They're getting tinted red because, you know, why not?
Before you go in there, let's show them the wiring. We're missing the other end of this.
Yeah, that's currently what we're waiting at. So this is the interior. Currently beautifully painted. This is what we got. Pretty much everything is gone. Nothing's here. Sound deadening was a pain in the ass. Tropical Glitz down in Hialeah. It is the Cosmic Blue series. It is one of their newer lineup. It is black epoxy underneath primer, and then I think 3 to 4 layers of the blue and 5 layers of clear with flakes, as you can see. So this is my SR20. It's been swapped. Mainly rods, equal pistons, same compression ratio.
Pistons? Can we talk about the manifold, the fun stuff?
All right, so Synco manifold.
What's that? Never heard of that. Where are they based out of?
Australia.
Oh, okay. You know anyone that runs Synco?
Nikao.
I don't. Who? That's racist.
Mihao. They use it. Some of their cars use it. I don't know all of them, but I know like 2 or 3 of their cars has a Synco manifold. It gives a really nice raspy, kind of like rotary sound. G series, G25 550. I should have gone for the 660, but I fumbled, so I got the 550. I think it's my
Whoa. It's like a little wee-wee, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy. He has the Genesis coupe coilovers on his 240, so.
What?
I have racelands on my Jenny. Me? You have them on your 240.
I didn't buy them, though. They came with the
Look at the interior. Look at the motor. Look at the turbo, the manifold. Look at the bay. This is really efficient, guys. You guys don't see this a lot. This is a very good technique if you are trying to get a little bit more of a flick on your entries here. So this is what we call a headlight delete. You can see he's actually taking some of the wires out, and that just helps with the weight on one side. It helps with your transitions when you're in drift. And then this right here is actually another technique. So the lens is out, and what this does is catch wind. So it will catch wind on this side, and lets the wind flow on this side, and it helps him flick it in really hard on entry. Correct?
Well, actually, a lot of people don't know about it. It's actually a Velside kit.
Velside front bumper and side skirts and rear bumper. Everything Velside.
Over fenders.
Here we go.
Generic.
Over fenders.
Over fenders. Fender flares.
Over fender flare. Hold on.
I lost it in the
These look like Allen bolts to me, man.
I lost it in the highway. I lost it on the highway. This is the CEO of Box Breaking Racing Team. Can I get it?
What is box breaking?
Break boxing. Off to Box Breaking Racing Garage Workshop.
You guys are wondering where my S14 is since Luke's is at our home shop. My S14 is at the workshop behind me all the way over there. We have 2 track days coming up. So one's gonna be a P day at OSW and the other one is gonna be a regular drift event, and that's gonna be at Sebring, which is where we did our first ever drift event in the S14. So that's pretty cool to go back there. I am excited to see how much I progressed driving Sebring again. I don't know if it's gonna be the same skid pad area, if they're gonna have us in the back on the actual paved track where the Pro-Am guys were running their competition last time. I'm also gonna have a lot of friends at that event, so I have to make sure my S14 is really top-notch condition so I can give my ride-alongs. They allow ride-alongs. Well, last time they allowed ride-alongs without the cage, so hopefully they let you do that again. We're gonna talk about the list. The major thing I have to do to the car is drop the transmission. At OSW, I noticed it was getting a bit more clunky than usual, so I just want to check it, make sure everything's good. There also is this very weird issue that happens when I'm releasing the clutch. I don't know if it's the throw bearing or what, but I know it's internal. We'll have to pull the transmission to find out what it is. I noticed this problem all the way back when we were street drifting this thing with my boy Brandon in his 1.5 JZS14. If you want to see that video, I'll put it at the top of the screen right here. Plan was to do that, street drift session, take a break, maintain the car. For the most part, I did. This noise issue has not gone away. It's not gone away. So we're dropping the transmission. I already have a new clutch that's gonna go in with the new pressure plate. I'm gonna show you guys this real fast. I wanna relocate the ECU from where it is now. Every time people get in, I have to tell them, don't put your feet all the way front because you'll step on the ECU. And even after I tell them, they just end up putting their feet there anyway. We also have this main circuit breaker, which is for the fusion relay panel. And this is the switch that opens it right here. So if someone's foot goes far back enough, they're gonna kick this. I've had people ride in the car, and as they're getting out, they just slightly hit that where it doesn't fully open, but it kind of loosens the connection, and the car just and then goes back up to like normal. So we need to find a way to either relocate that, weld a plate or something on, so people can get in the car, they can sit in the car. I don't have to tell them to be careful with this, and that. English Tune, formerly known as Auto Collect Storm or something like that, makes a bracket for the ECU. I might purchase that. Then the circuit breaker, we'll have to relocate that somewhere, I don't know. Our diff is leaking. A setup that I do want to do is using this. Basically, we'll strap it down right here somehow. We'll have a tube coming out of here, going down to the vent pipe or the vent inlet on the diff. That way, if the diff fluid does get hot enough, it goes into this bottle, and if I do it correctly, it'll suck the fluid back in when it cools down. The reason I'm doing that is because the diff is spitting fluid out of the vent tube. My boy Sylvie over here, his trunk is closed right now. I'm not gonna open it because he's got this big carbon spoiler on there, so I don't wanna have to mess with any of that, but he has that same setup. He actually has one in the engine bay. I'll show you right now. This right here is like the same kind of bottle I have almost, and then you can see the tubes coming in and out. And he has a setup in the trunk where it's just that, it's tied down with a tube that goes to the diff. My diff is leaking a good amount. We're also gonna be changing the diff fluid because I haven't done that since I welded the diff, which was years ago. I know that's kind of crazy, but that's what we gotta do. At OSW, you guys don't have to be nice to me. I know the camera angles were just absolutely terrible. I have a solution for that. So this is gonna go on the snout part of the helmet, so like right here underneath where the chin would be, and I have a sticky mount there. This is gonna clip on, and then it's gonna tilt up, and it's gonna get really good POV shots. They're GoPro extensions, they're aluminum, and they're cut out. They're very, very light, and these cutouts help if you are outside. So if you have a bike or anything, or you mount this on the outside of the car, the wind is gonna cut through it instead of catching it and then moving it back. I'm going to be testing this one out right now. I don't have my helmet, so I can't test the POV. I know that's gonna work. We're gonna go get in the car right now in the S14 with Luna, drive around the block, test this one out. I wanna show you guys the new camera angle you'll be seeing in future drift events. So let's go do that. This is why you always test your cameras out, because already I have a concern. I think because of how this is, I feel like this is gonna be shaking like crazy. Half face, half darkness. So let's just open this up, we'll pull it in. It's hard, it's a little tough. I can't do any drifting because we have Luna in the car. I'm not gonna leave Luna at the shop. She handled it pretty well, but for the most part, she was kind of flying all over the place. Poor girl. So we're gonna go inside, hop in the Ginny. I'll tell you guys about that in a second. You guys heard me right? The Genesis is getting out of the corner over here. I've been needing to do some work on it. I'm trying to sell it. Probably gonna go to CarMax in the next week or something. They have terrible offers, but I need it out and I need it gone. I'm kind of embarrassed to show you guys the engine bay, but boom. Ginny owners, I apologize, but that car sucks. Big deal. Rest in peace, the Genesis. If you guys have been here from the start, I used to make videos with the Genesis here and there. If you are new to the channel or you aren't subscribed at all, That was my first car. It did well. It was sick. It looked good. It was amazing. Nobody knew this, but the Genesis coupes are not reliable. Obviously, if it's new, it's reliable, but they don't last the test of time. I am not driving the S14 anymore until we get it on the lift. That's the next thing. So the side skirt's gonna come off. 3 Allen bolts, super, super easy. We did a little bit of shop work, did some testing on both of the cars. Not really testing, just some driving around. Luno tagged along for all of it. And you ready to go home? I think she's ready. So we're gonna head out of the workshop, head back to the home shop. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, the intro. If you guys are ready to see all the wiring we're gonna be doing on Luke's car, make sure you subscribe below. This is gonna be a better version of my current S14 chassis harness and custom fusion relay panel. It's gonna be very fun, very exciting. You guys are gonna learn a lot because I'm gonna try and film as much as I can. If you guys like wiring, want to learn wiring, you guys want to see this entire series that we're gonna be doing with Luke's car. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Bye-bye.